Welcome to another episode of Virtual Travel with Super. So my name is William, and together with me are my co-hosts Connie and Christy. Before we begin, of course, as always, thank you all for watching, and we would like to congratulate the prize winner for the last episode. So today, we are going to talk about a very, very cold country in the south.
Oh, south?
Yeah.
Europe?
No. Like
South
south of the whole world.
universe. Okay.
Yeah. Not Antarctica, of course. No. Okay, today we're going to talk about New Zealand.
Oh, wow. Okay. The kiwi.
The kiwi,
Yeah,
yeah.
the kiwi.
Okay, so I think of course everyone knows that New Zealand consists of the North and South Island. Okay, I know Connie's been there. I know Christy hasn't been there. So I'm gonna make you guess a question. Where do you think is the capital of New Zealand?
I know. Let me guess first. Christchurch?
No. No. Okay,
Yes, but-
Connie knows it.
Of course, it's Auckland.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. People may think that the capital of New Zealand is Christchurch, or some people will also guess Auckland, but it's not. Okay, so Auckland is the largest city in New Zealand. You are right in a sense. It was once the capital city for a very, very short time.
Oh.
But the actual capital of New Zealand has always been Wellington since 1865. I understand why you guys guess that. Like a lot of people would think that Auckland being the largest city in New Zealand
And most visited.
and most visited one, and Christchurch being the port the port of entry into New Zealand usually.
Okay.
But in fact, Wellington is the capital, and it's also the second largest city in New Zealand. It's not a very well known fact actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So, people typically begin exploring New Zealand by flying either into Auckland or Christchurch. We'll talk about these two islands separately. Alright? So maybe Connie, you can bring us to North Island first.
Sure, William. So, for first, let's talk about what to see. Okay. We will start with the North Island. Majority of the people are living in the north. Okay. But most people always say that the most famous site is, of course, Rotorua, which includes Quirau Park, the Redwoods Tree Walk, and the cultural village of Mitai Maori. You can even take a cable car up to see the city and Rotorua Crater Lake.
Oh, I know there is also a famous place that was used to film. The name is the Shire in the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Correct.
It's also precisely in the North Island as well. I'm pretty sure all our audience have heard of it. This place is called Hobbiton. Yeah, so it is actually very, very near to Rotorua as well.
So then, what about Auckland? Is it that's the most important city in the north?
Yes, indeed. But I think I will keep the info about Auckland to a later part.
Okay.
Okay, because it has a lot to offer for a different topic that you will be interested in.
Which one?
Well, we'll see you later.
Well, I cannot wait.
Okay, meanwhile, let's talk about the South Island.
Okay.
The most famous site in the South Island is the Lake Tekapo.
Why is it famous?
Okay, so of course, if you look at the pictures, alright, so Tekapo is a very, very small town, alright, and around the corner, there is a very famous chapel. Okay, we call it the Chapel of Good Shepherd. Alright, so of course, in the day you see the lake and the town, but at night it is most famous because this is where you can get to see the Milky Way.
Oh.
Last time I actually managed to catch it with a couple of friends. We went there at 12 a.m. We waited for 1 hour.
Oh.
then we finally caught the Milky Way, like because we had to wait for the clouds to move away. Yeah. So we caught it around 1 a.m. But seeing is one thing, but if you want to take a photo of it, it's actually quite hard. Yeah, so I only brought my phone that time. I regret actually.
Yeah,
my friend did.
camera.
Yeah, my friend brought his DSLR, so he manually fine-tuned it, and he managed to catch the whole thing with the chapeau. So normally, we would normally want to take a picture of the chapel and the night sky. Yeah, so like I said, the phone camera wouldn't work out well. But also, if you visit there in winter, this is also a top spot in winter because you can get to see the southern lights.
Oh.
Yeah. Normally, people will think that there's only northern lights, aurora borealis, but there is also the southern lights which you can see either from Tasmania or New Zealand, especially New Zealand. Yeah. So yeah.
I wonder if the southern lights are the similar colors to the northern lights.
Actually, will be a bit different. So northern lights generally you will see is green in color, but southern lights it can be a variation of colors. It can be green, but it can also be pink.
Oh, pink.
Yeah.
To see pink in the sky, that is quite amazing.
Yeah. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, it's very hard to see pink in the sky.
Correct. I mean, the scientific reasoning is that the magnetic waves is slightly. I mean, the wave strength is a bit different, so you get to see different kind of colors in the south. Yeah, but of course, there's also other interesting sights. Do you remember in the Finland episode where you and Corey were talking about penguins?
Oh yeah.
Like you mentioned the reason why you cannot see penguins in the north.
Because the penguins live in the Arctic.
Yeah, correct. So in this case, all right, New Zealand is in the south. Now, in the most southern part of the South Island, very, very south. Okay, so there's a very small city. We call it Dunedin. On its own, it's very beautiful. Like it has its own peninsula, so it's quite a nice place to visit. But when you visit the Dunedin Peninsula, at the very eastern edge, there is a place we call it Penguins Point. Yeah, so this place is one of the natural habitats for penguins. So when the weather is cool enough, they will sometimes come here on their own. They're not like bred by zookeepers or whatever. It's all natural. They'll come here on their own. They'll build their own home in this place.
Wow.
Yeah, so
amazing.
Yeah. Let me show you a little video that I caught of this small penguin that was walking into the woods to build its home.
Okay.
So, I mean, looking at this video, right? I zoom in all the way. It was phone camera 10 times zoom. Normally, visitors, right, we will have to go into a camouflage trench so we don't scare the penguins. We will observe the penguins coming in from the ocean. So that was the most interesting part about this place.
How do you do camouflage? What colors have to be in?
Look, so we are not camouflage. It's just that the trench itself is camouflage. It's like a bunker like that, and then they have all the different kind of greens and all that to camouflage the bunker. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, of course, let me introduce to you another important site in the south. We call it the Milford Sound.
Milford Sound.
So it's actually at the Milford Bay, and it's similar to a fjord. Like you can take a cruise on it. Alright, so you'll be able to see breathtaking sceneries because it's a bit like a valley where you see mountains on the left and right, and you're cruising along in the Milford Sound.
More like a fjord.
It's quite similar to a fjord.
Similar to a fjord, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if you're feeling up to exercise, I mean, you're dressed in nature costume, I think.
You too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We'll match.
On the track meet. Well, okay. So, if you're feeling up to exercise, you can also visit many various trails that can be found all around in the South Island. Some of them is very famous because they are also trails that were used to film Lord of the Rings as well.
So, Christy, after going through around to so many interesting places, are you hungry?
Yeah, of course I'm starting. Do you have any food recommendation?
Of course, Christy. Okay, from our previous episode, we understand Scandinavia loves seafood.
Seafood,
right? Okay, and Baltic states are meat eaters.
Yeah, meat eaters.
Right? So, Christy, can you make a guess what the New Zealanders' popular dish?
Let me think. I know it must be made like Baltic states, and it's got a bit lamb.
Lamb?
Lamb.
Mm.
Okay,
Why?
it's a country full of sheep.
Christy, it doesn't sound right. Okay, but you're 100% right. Okay. Their popular dish is actually lamb.
Mm.
Right? Of course, they do have seafood like mussels, crayfish, oysters, king salmon, abalone, and scallops.
Oh, sure.
Wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
very nice, very nice. Okay, drawing. Okay.
Yeah, but actually, I also like New Zealand for a different thing. New Zealand is kind of similar to Australia that they have a coffee culture.
Mm.
Yeah, so actually, they have a lot of cafes. But New Zealanders, they like to take it to the next level. They make their cafes much more beautiful. Alright, they have a lot of artisanal and themed cafes.
I see.
Yeah, so for example, especially in Auckland, as I mentioned just now, or Christchurch. So for example, like there was once I visited one cafe.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm the kind who like spy action movie lah.
Oh.
Okay, so what drew my attention was that this cafe is inside a building that looks like the MI6 building in London.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then when I went in, right, there are a lot of decorations that look like spy gadgets. So for example, there was this place, there was this corner that you can take free water.
Okay.
The water machine is a sewing machine.
Oh. So
Yeah,
machine.
yeah. You wouldn't guess it's
Interesting.
a,
Yeah,
you wouldn't guess
the-
it's a water machine. Like,
dispenser,
yeah, I just saw somebody put a cup there, and I'm like, eh, what's this? So you put the cup and you just press one button and the water came out.
Where's the button located in
The-
the washing machine?
So like, you know how the sewing machine is supposed to be
yeah,
like this,
the needle,
right? Yeah. So the needle was
So where you
just
put the cup, that's where you put the cup.
yes.
And how about the button?
The button was just on top of it.
Oh.
I didn't realize it until somebody actually pressed it. And then another interesting part about this cafe, right? The toilet, is locked. Is closed behind a bookshelf. That means the door is a bookshelf.
Oh! Why do you know how to push it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So actually, there was actually the push to open button that's next to the bookshelf. So actually, that was the toilet entrance.
It's like a secret compartment.
Yeah. So it's like a secret entrance, like those like James Bond and those kind of spy movies.
That's
It's
interesting.
quite interesting, right?
Yeah. I want to go.
Okay, other interesting food, of course, we have the kiwi burger.
Oh, kiwi burger?
Kiwi
Yeah.
burger.
Ah.
I mean, kiwi, New Zealand.
Yeah,
has
like
the
kiwi burger. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so special about this kiwi burger?
Well, okay, actually, the special ingredient that they have is actually beetroot. Yeah,
Fruits.
yeah. So you can find the kiwi burger in McDonald's.
Oh,
Yeah, it's actually-
beef roots.
yeah. It's in
Interesting.
McDonald's.
Okay,
And
let's
then
try.
also kiwi pie. Kiwi pie is their national dish.
Mhm.
And usually, like just now we mentioned, they usually use meat like lamb.
Sweet potatoes.
Yes, kumara, which is the sweet potatoes, right?
That's
Then
name for sweet potatoes.
yeah, then we have chicken, cheese, bacon, egg, that kind of thing. That's used for the kiwi pie.
Yes.
And speaking of burgers, there is also another place that is very popular in Queenstown.
Mhm.
Uh,
Singapore Crystal?
No, New Zealand Queenstown.
Just kidding.
Right smack in the middle of the city.
Mm.
There's a burger place. We call it Ferg Burger. Yeah.
How you spell that?
Fergbeer.
Ferg.
Yeah. Like if you go to New Zealand, you ask any New Zealander which is the most famous burger, right? They will always tell you Ferg Burger.
Why is it so
Wow.
special?
Okay, it is the only one outlet in
Okay.
Queenstown. Like there's no other outlets
Okay.
anywhere else. Like not in Christchurch, not in Auckland.
Okay.
And it has different burgers with various kind of fillings. So you have and they name it very funny also. Yeah, so you have the lamb burger, you have the deer burger. They call it the Bambi burger.
Bambi.
you know the Disney character
Yeah, the
Bambi.
Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi
the
burger.
Yeah.
We have the pork belly burger,
Okay.
and we also have the codfish burger.
Wow.
Yeah, special, right?
Okay, Chrissy, let me name you some famous finger food. Right. One of the famous finger food is called crisp pie. Okay. This is like a biscuit. It's made of wheat flour, sugar, and coconut. Sometimes it's coated with chocolate as well. Okay. Another one I like to introduce to you is probably you like it. Is Hokey Pokey ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Hokey
The
Pokey ice cream.
honeycomb one.
Yes, honeycomb. This is usually with vanilla flavor. Coated with they have those lumps of honeycombs with it on sprinkle on it. So it's actually quite tasty. There's another one that I would like to introduce. Is also called the white baked fritters. You know banana fritters, right? This is white baked fritters. White baked fritters are actually the main ingredients are fish. Fish are coated with eggs and flours with a bit of salt and pepper and deep fried. It's more like a finger food that you can go with beer or wine. Very, very tasty. Yeah. Okay. Some other ones like the cheese rolls. Okay. Or the pavlova cake. This pavlova cake is more like fruit toppings with snowy moringa. You all know about snowy moringa? This is actually like the flour biscuits that we have in Singapore. On top of it, there's colorful types of moringa. It's like a sugar-coated moringa on it. This is white in color with fruit topping. So the cake itself looks very beautiful.
You mean like one biscuit?
Yeah, something like that. Those flour moringa on top of the biscuits that we have in Singapore. This is flour. This is snowy type, which is more like white color with a lot of fruits on top, and so it looks very beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, so just now we mentioned. So New Zealand has the Maori culture, right? I want to mention about their traditional way of cooking their food. Because basically they eat the same food as New Zealanders, but their cooking method is very, very unique. The Maori, they like to cook their food using heated logs buried in a peat oven. We call it the anamu. So this method is still used for large groups and special occasions. If you visit New Zealand as a tour group, you'll be able to try out this style of cooking.
Wow! So not only they have a main dishes and also snack for my sweet tooth.
Yes. Christy, they're not finished yet.
Oh, why?
Don't forget our shopping.
Yeah. Shopping and never forget for me. So any good stuff to recommend to me and the other audience?
Of course, Christy, I'm a great shopper myself. Okay, I'm sure our audience will like to shop as well. I will name some interesting buy from New Zealand, which is the Manuka honey. You heard of Manuka honey? Okay. All Blacks jersey. All Blacks is actually their name for their rugby team, right? Kiwi soft toys. Kiwi soft toys. Okay. And the merino wool jumper.
Oh yes.
I heard of a merino wool jumper. This is actually for if you wear it for many times, it will not smell. It will not have any odor. That's why it's actually quite popular. It's a special kind of wool that they produce. Power shell ornaments, okay, or jewelry. These shells are a beautiful mixture of blue and green color. So if you wear it on your neck, you will shine like a diamond. Shine like a diamond. Okay, so it's blue and green color. Another interesting ornaments will be like the punamu. This is actually a type of jade. Okay, in the olden days, they used this as tools, knives, or even fishing hooks. Okay, and later on they use this to make pendants and also other cloak pin as well. Okay. Always bring back a sheepskin rug as well if you like a sheepskin rug on your near your bedside.
Yeah.
And of course the Lord of the Ring souvenirs.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. You might be okay. You also will be able to find a very, very funny gift.
Funny gift.
Yeah. We call it the Pukeko Poo. Yeah. So Pukeku, right, is a species of swamp hen, right? The bluebird. And just joking. But some company use chocolate, right? With various kind of fillings or coatings to make it look like poo. like very very small one. So like they put in a pack, and you'll see like the picture of the swamp hen and the little poo. Then they just call it the Pokeko poo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's also other variations other than a poo. There's also like worms and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay. But of course, the most famous one from New Zealand, and I think actually Singapore also sells, but a bit expensive. You'll find it cheaper there. Is Whittaker's.
Whittaker's.
Yeah, so
You brought some back previously.
Yeah. Correct. So like Whittaker's, they have various flavors in New Zealand. Like in Singapore, you can only find the standard milk chocolate or the almond. Over there, you can also find other flavors like mint, pistachio, and all that kind of. Yeah, so it's a very famous chocolate bar that you can bring back home as well.
Yeah, alright. I know what I need to bring to New Zealand. Then I think I will need to my 38-inch luggage. Not enough,
Definitely not enough. Yes, especially the sheepskin, the manuka honey.
What's bigger than 38? Still got more than what luggage you have?
She's gonna bring her 32-inch.
32 not enough lah.
Huh?
Or you can have small hand carry as well to check in as well, right? Okay.
Oh, say. Well, okay, but
She's a bigger shopper than I am.
yeah, she is a bigger shopper. Well, thank you all for watching our introduction to New Zealand. We have actually also a little short clip of a compilation of the sites that you'll be able to see in New Zealand. And here we go. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Alright, so if you have enjoyed this video, please help to hit the like button and subscribe to us, subscribe to our channel and to our Facebook. And also, of course, as always, we have a quiz right after this, and you can comment the right answers below to win a prize.
感谢大家收看我们今天的节目。那如果你喜欢我们的节目的话，千万不要忘记帮助我们点赞分享哦。那在节目的最后呢，我们还是会有奖问答的环节，千万不要忘记在评论区留言。
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.